Welcome to Boulder Rotary, the best place to be on a Friday afternoon in Boulder, Colorado, or anywhere in the world. Welcome to No Shave Movember. So I bet you'll see some of the guys out there who are starting to grow a little scruff on their face. Look at Mike Brady's doing that. Daryl Brown has got a little scruff. All to bring everybody information on men's health. So to uplift that that topic. Okay, so let's go ahead and get started with the Pledge of Allegiance, and Linda Davidson will be leading us in that.
Myself, are we ready?
Yes.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now we have the four-way test. Of all the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build better goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you, Linda. That was great.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Okay, so I wanted to give everybody a little update about next week's program. So next week's program, we're calling it our first ever Rotary Friendsgiving. And I don't know if everybody here knows about Friendsgiving, but it started around 2007, and it was a way for people who maybe moved out of state or just were wanting to celebrate Thanksgiving with their friends. So it's not family, but it's all friends. And you get together and you start your own rituals. And so this year, it seemed like we need to connect. We're trying our best here on Rotary from far away to stay safe, but also we need to connect more. So next week's going to be all about us. We're hoping for some music. Cassidy Murphy is working on that, and hopefully we're going to have a lot of fun. But this is your opportunity to share Rotary with people who may be home isolated, or maybe they're new to the community and they don't know anybody. And this is an almost impossible time for anybody to get to know anybody new. So please reach out and invite your friends next week and help them come learn about Rotary and hopefully have a lot of fun, because we're going to have a really good time. So Friendsgiving, bring your friends, and we're going to have a great program. And now we've been able to gather some of the guests that are with us today, and our membership chair, Charlotte Rome, is going to welcome our guests.
Thank you, President Sally. And yes, we'd like to take a moment to welcome and recognize all of our guests and visitors today. We do have a few here, so I'm going to call on people. And if you'd like to just, either if you're a Rotarian that's got a guest, to introduce your guests, or if you're a visitor, to take a few minutes to introduce yourself as well. So I will start with you, Bill. I believe you have a couple of guests here today, Janet Jackson and Wade Sheeler. So.
Yeah, I have a number of family members who wanted to hear this. I haven't had a chance to look at the chat to see all of the names that have popped up, but this is a story that many of them are hearing for the first time. So I have a number of family members, and I welcome them all and thank them all for tuning in.
If all the family members would like to wave so that we can see who you are, that would be wonderful. Wonderful. Well, thank you all for joining us today. That was a very touching story, Bill. Thank you. Ronnie, I believe you have a guest as well today, Sarah Parkinson.
Yes, I do. And I'd introduce Sarah in 1 minute, but I'd like to say to Bill, what a wonderful talk. And I had 3 uncles, farm boys from East Texas, who were the Marines and the Army in Anzio, Italy, and in the Navy in the same situation as your 2 twins. And I just one didn't make it, and two did get back home. So that was my mother's 3 brothers in East Texas. And my brother-in-law is a Marine Reserve captain who is doing the same kind of history you are, Bill. So that's neat. Sarah Parkinson is the new interim executive director of the Boulder Philharmonic, and I'm happy to introduce her here today. She's a strong background in music all over Boulder for many years and has a CU doctorate, and she is a possible candidate for joining our Rotary Club, and I think this is a very interesting debut for her here. She's from Iowa, aren't you? Yeah.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'm really happy to be here. And Bill, thank you for sharing that wonderful, important story. And as a as a born and raised Iowan, it was particularly touching from the northwest corner of Spirit Lake. So I've lived in Boulder since 2006, and I think the last time I was here with all of you was for a performance with CU College of Music Opera Department. I remember attending one of your meetings, or maybe a couple, and I'm a pianist and studied with Ann Epperson at CU. But I've been a freelance musician here in Colorado since 2006 and received my doctorate in 2010, and raising my boys here in North Boulder, and so pleased to be stepping into the interim executive director role for the Boulder Phil, and just happy to be here. So thanks for having me.
Thanks.
Great to have you here, Sarah, today. Thank you. Welcome. We have a few other people, and I'd like to call them out if you'd like to introduce yourselves. I believe Dex.
Yes, my name is Dexter Simon. I heard about the talk that was coming in as something, World War II history is always something that has piqued my curiosity, and Dick Golden made me aware of it. So I was more than happy to join in and listen to the talk.
Great. Well, we're very glad to have you here today. Hope you enjoyed the program.
I did. Thank you very much.
Thank you. We have Matt on the iPhone. Okay. I also believe we have Lariki, who is on. Okay. And Emily, hey, Arthur.
Hello, I'm here with Allie Bierbaum as well. We are the co-presidents of Rotaract, and we just wanted to pop in and say hi. Thanks again for that amazing presentation. It was very insightful.
Thank you very much. We're really glad to have you here today. Thank you for joining us. And if anybody else that I've missed, please do put your name in the chat so that we can welcome you. And we hope that you enjoyed the program today and will join us again. Thank you.
Right, and we do have one more guest. His name is Bob Murphy, and Bob, this is his third meeting, and he has also put in his paperwork for proposal. And I would like to introduce Dr. Bob Murphy.
Thank you, Sally.
You there, Bob?
Yes, I'm here. Can you hear me? That was a great talk by Bill, talking about the greatest generation and all the sacrifices they made for us. So thank you for allowing me to attend.
Thank you very much, Bob. Okay, and now I would like to go back to Allie Bierbaum and Emily Hey Arthur, and they are going to talk to us about what Rotaract is doing. They've got a lot of exciting things happening.
Yeah, we just wanted to come in and let you guys know kind of what our club has been up to these days. So obviously with COVID, it's been interesting, you know, getting students together with socially distanced and everything like that. But we're continuing to kind of work with our Colorado Friendship, our partner, and like handing out hot meals to people and stuff like that. We've been really working on kind of the mental health aspect, especially for kind of our age group. That's like a big challenge that we're facing right now. And so kind of that's what we've been doing and focusing on. And we recently completed a project that we just wanted to give you guys an update on. Yeah, so about 2 weeks ago on Halloween Day, we held an event on Pearl Street, and we went and we got about 200 miniature pumpkins. And we partnered with mental health partners, with Hans, and our members wrote positive messages, and they made them all like artistic, and we tied them on the stems of the pumpkins, and we brought a table out to Pearl Street, and we just handed them out, just spreading positivity. And we also handed out flyers that had the mental health crisis hotlines for mental health partners. And people responded really, really well to the event in general. Just were really, really moved by it. And we happened to get it right during the big like Pearl Street Halloween scavenger hunt. So there was a lot of like families, and it was really fun. And it was a good way to get our members. I know they've been really itching to do something, and we were able to pull it off, socially distanced and all. So it went really, really well. Yeah.
Wonderful. That is amazing, you guys. Thank you so much for sharing those stories with us. And I was like getting all choked up when you're talking about that. So it's really nice that you're able to still make a difference, despite all that's going on. And we really appreciate all the work that you're doing at CU. So let us know how we can continue to help support you. Hopefully you'll come next week to Friendsgiving and bring the rest of you. That would be great. All right, and now we're going to move on to Nancy Chin Wagner with our membership moment.
Good afternoon. And like we said earlier, from time to time, we'll do the membership moment where we will have a red badge to blue badge transition. And I'm happy to introduce you to Jim Rolfs, who's been a member since March of 2020. So, and his sponsors were Marty Evans and Sue Deans. Jim is a litigation attorney. He was born in Cincinnati, grew up in Detroit, and graduated from the University of Michigan and worked as a CPA. He then attended the University of Illinois Law School, moved to Chicago, and became a commercial litigation trial attorney. So he relocated from Chicago to Boulder, and Jim, you can let us know what year that was. And he has 2 adult children, one in Seattle, I believe, and one in New York. So my first question to you, Jim, is what types of volunteer opportunities did you enjoy in the Chicago community?
Oh, good afternoon, Nancy, and thanks for the question. I did a lot of volunteering in Chicago, but I think the main ones that I liked were actually having to do with education of kids in the city. For a number of years, I served on the board of a parochial school that was on the west side of Chicago in a fairly poor neighborhood, where most of our kids had tuition. We covered the tuition for their schooling. And the reason I got involved, as did many people in the business community, was to help fundraise and support the school, which we did. But at the time that I did that, my kids were going through high school, so I had a lot of parent experiences. And one thing we were able to bring to the school that I thought was really big was that our kids had no idea what it was to study for the ACT. And so our scores of our kids were just so low that they weren't getting into colleges, at least the colleges that they could go to. So we were able to bring in a program there that had night tutoring for the kids at the school. And we increased the average score of the school was something like 17 on the ACT, and we got it up to 23 in the school. So we were very happy about that. And those of you who are parents that went through that, you know what a difference it is for the kids to do that. A couple other big things along that line. I also was part of a group called the Farther Foundation, which similarly helped kids in neighborhoods or situations where they really never went outside of sort of a 5 to 10 block area in their entire life. And what we did is we would pay for any type of travel during the summer of either their junior or senior year in high school. And the only rule was that it had to be through an organization that we approved that was educational, but also that they had to do it on their own. They couldn't go with friends or a group. They had to go out on their own. And the kids went all over the world. We sent kids to different colleges around the country if they wanted to go and maybe bone up on some subject area. We sent kids to South America to help work on building community water sources. We sent kids to Asia so that they could learn Chinese. So, and it totally changed those kids' lives. So those are the two big things that I did that I really appreciate.
That's wonderful. Well, due to time, so I'm going to go hop into my last question for you is,
Okay.
how has BRC impacted you so far, especially since what you have done in your Chicago community? You're actually fit in really well here in Rotary.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I must admit, because I joined right when COVID hit, so I haven't gotten to meet most of you except your pictures on the television here. But so I'm looking forward to doing a lot more in the future. But I have joined you, Nancy, and a couple other people being involved in the Interact program, and we've sort of just started getting that going this year. So I'm looking forward to doing that. And I've really enjoyed the Red Badge meetings. It's been great, all of you who have shown up and told us what you do. It's really inspiring.
That's why we have our wonderful Red Badge and actually the transition going into Blue Badge. And so I want to ask our Rotarians here to please welcome Jim Ross as our new Blue Badge member. Thank you, Jim.
Sure.
Thank you, Nancy, and welcome, Jim. Well, welcome you again from red to blue. That's awesome. Okay, and Dr. George Russell, are there any birthdays to share today?
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, President Brown. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sally.
Thank you, George. I loved it. Thank you. Thank you. We had a great time social isolating in a little camper in Utah. It was really beautiful. I've never seen Utah, and Moab was just spectacular. It was a really, really nice birthday, and I loved your song. Thank you very much for singing to me.
We don't have anybody that wanted to talk today, so that's
Okay.
it.
All right. Thank you very much. All right. And now with that, let's move on to the Boulder Rotary update.
Hello, Rotarians and guests, and thank you for being here today. Well, it's good to be back, and I tell you, nothing happened while we were gone. Other than there was an election. 159.8 million Americans voted in the 2020 presidential election, according to NBC News projections Wednesday morning. The projected vote total marks a record high number of ballots cast in a presidential election and the highest voter turnout rate among eligible citizens since 1900. The record turnout in 2020 was buoyed by more than 100 million ballots cast during the early voting period. Democracy works.
And this is the end of World Interact Week. So I'd like to thank the chairs of the Interact clubs of Boulder High and Fairview High, Shawnee Khan and Bill Rubin. Thank you for your work.
And unfortunately, we lost a good one.
And now, from the Atlanta Civic Center, here is the host of Jeopardy, Alex Trebek.
Thanks, Johnny. Ladies and gentlemen.
And Alex, I'll take Rotary history for 100.
The founder of Rotary.
Paul Harris.
Oh, no, it's who is Paul Harris? Dang it, that's the hardest part of the show.
All right, let's try again. I'll take Rotary and polio for 400.
In 1989, Rotary and this organization launched the Global Polio Eradication Initiative. Ding! Sally, it's back to you.
Who is the who, Alex?
Ding! Correct. For $400.
We're sure gonna miss this guy. Hot off the presses, the Centennial Committee is proud to announce the release of our 100-year retrospective, which is now live on Amazon. If you're interested in receiving a copy of the 68-page review of our club's history, filled with stories and images through the decades, and possibly stories about you, the cost will be $10. Check it out on Amazon.
And this year, due to everything going on, November is Boulder Rotary Club Foundation Month. I'm encouraging you to donate to the Boulder Rotary Club Foundation so that all this great work continues to happen next year.
Thank you so much to George Garmany for covering the announcement video for the last 2 weeks. Really appreciate it, George.
And nobody wears a bow tie better. And a reminder, there's a link on the rib for the District 5450 Wildfire Relief Fund.
Share a Gift is the annual holiday project that provides toys, books, and bicycles for children of low-income families in Boulder Valley School District. This year, there's a link in the rib for you to donate.
You can help to brighten a child's life this holiday season.
These heroes are the veterans of our armed forces. We have because they gave. With a grateful heart, we say thank you. Thank you for your sacrifice. Thank you for your service. Thank you for freedom. Let us never forget what you've done. For everything we have and everything that we are is because of your sacrifice. Greater love has no one than this, than to lay down one's life for his friends. Today, we honor our veterans. Thank you.
Thank you from Boulder Rotary.
Thank you, veterans. And a reminder that next week's program is going to be BRC's Friendsgiving. It's a time for friendship, and let's celebrate together.
Don't miss it.
Jack, don't run.
Jack, don't run.
Jack, watch out for that board.
Uh-oh, they're going to get revenge on us for eating them now.
Jack, say it with us now. Have a great weekend.
Oh, man.
Well, we hope you enjoyed that. And again, to all of the Boulder Rotary veterans, thank you for your service. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Marty Evans, our past president greeter today, Linda Davidson with the Pledge of Allegiance and the four-way test, Charlotte Rome for our guests and visitors, Bill Meyer for his wonderful research and talk, and thank you for sharing that with us, Mike Brady, Bill Anderson, Cassidy Murphy, and Daryl Brown for behind the scenes, all the work going on. As well as Fred Hull for always his tremendous work he's always doing. I'd like to thank our responder, Jim Radowski, Allie Beerbaum, and Emily Hay Arthur from CU Rotaract for joining us today and giving us an update. Nancy Chin Wagner, as well as our very new member, our new blue badge member, Jim Rolfs. Welcome back, Jim. As well as George Russell, thank you for the song. Daryl Brown, thank you for the brew. And I hope to see you all here next week for Friendsgiving. I promise we're going to have a lot of fun. So bring your friends. See you there. Meeting adjourned. Have a great week.